Hello, my name is Ashley Merrill, and welcome to my critical assignment PowerPoint. We're just going to go over my research question, the reason why I chose it, and basically my process during this 8-week class. So reasons for future research is, you can read the bottom, but for me it's just education, understanding, just proper knowledge on how to be beneficial to your body. Research question. I wanted to research different training methods just because it's always been an interest of mine, because I do go to the gym and I see a lot of different people, and you see some people who don't have the right technique or have too much weight on the bar, and so it's always been an interest for me to understand different training methods, especially an athlete myself. I played at the University of Arizona, and I thought coming in that all I was going to do was just lift a lot of weights. I was a skinny girl. I was only 135 pounds when my first year in college. I was only 17 though as well. So I just thought that we were going to go in there and just lift a lot of weights, but we did so many different things in terms of footwork, plyometrics, just different training methods. It was something different every single time, which I felt a greater improvement in my body throughout the season. At the beginning of the season, I went from being dead last. I got big feet. I got a 12 and a half foot in men's. Yeah, so 14 in women's. So I was just always had like duck feet, like just always flopping, so. But once we got into the gym and we were doing different things, and I worked on my core, and I worked on my arms and my shoulders and things like that. I went from being last in the pack to either first or second. I went from not shooting 3-pointers at all to being 30% from the 3-point line. So I've always had an interest in training methods because various training methods have helped me and have increased my knowledge of what various methods can do. So my research question just deals with free weight training versus resistance band training, and what's going to create a bigger or greater effect on muscle growth in the bicep. So even though I just chose the bicep, the emphasis of the research is not necessarily who won at the end. Did free weight training have a bigger bicep diameter than resistance band training? I want to see the numbers, and I want to see how close they are to show people that there are various methods that can produce the same force and intensity without putting the same weight and overload on the body day in and day out. Participants, we did 10 participants, 5 women and 5 men. The subjects range from 25 to 28 years of age. Hopefully in the future, if I were to do more research on this topic, I would want more participants, more men and more women. But also I would want to widen the age range, because I want to see the effects that it has on younger adults. I want to see the effects it has on older adults, because different body types and different points in our lives can play an effect on muscle and growth and bone production. And so if we are not understanding of factors that could lead into a decrease or increase in muscle mass and muscle strength, then we can be detrimental. So our procedures are very simple. Subjects will test pre-workout for bicep diameter and body fat. We're going to use a Golic tape and then the skin fold caliper to do our measurements. For the Golic tape, it's just going to be around the bicep. So they're going to hold their arm out like this, and they're going to do a non-flexed bicep measurement, and then they're going to do a flexed bicep measurement. and then we will do that pre-test and post-test. For a 6-week training session, I chose 4 exercises. And the reason why I chose these particular exercises is because they were single joint exercises, and I don't want different variations of exercises and equipment and different things. I just wanted something that both groups can do. And so I only have to focus on creating and repeating the same type of force and intensity for both of those subjects. So both exercises, all 4 exercises are going to be done for the free weight training and for the resistance band training. I only want the variations to be with the method, if that makes sense. So they're going to be performing 4 sets of 12 of each exercise. 5 participants will train using free weights, and they'll adjust the weight to help maximize muscle growth. So they're not just going to be in there. If I were to do a procedure and have participants in a 6-week training session, they wouldn't be just lifting light weights. They would have to challenge their bodies, because I want to see the production of the muscle mass as the 6-week training period went on. If my participants are not fully engaged or trying to maximize their potential during the 6-week training session, I might not get the results that I'm looking for. It wouldn't give me a full story. It would probably mess up my results. So 5 other participants will perform the same exercises with resistance band, and they will adjust the resistance to maximize the muscle growth as well. So same thing for the free weights. They're either going to adjust the resistance bands and make it tighter or looser. So you can do that just with a tug of the resistance band. Instrumentation is gullet tape to measure bicep diameter and skin-fold caliper to measure body fat on the tested arm. So once again, if you haven't seen a gullet tape, it's just like a long measuring tape. You probably had it like if you went somewhere and they fitted your waist or your pants and did your measurements and things like that. They probably used a gullet tape, and it's just easier to go around the bicep. And then the skin fold caliper is kind of like a pincher, so it's going to pinch the top and it's going to pinch the bottom, and then it's going to give us a number of how much body fat is in that area. So hopefully we get to have a bigger bicep diameter and less body fat around the bicep brachii at the end of the 6-week training session. Statistical results. Variable 1 was our resistance band training, and variable 2 was our free weight training. And as you can see, free weight training had a greater production and a greater size in muscle and arm diameter over a 6-week training session. So these were the means. So these are the averages of the bicep at the end of the 6-week training session. As you can see, though, resistance band training is not far behind. It's only 0.22 greater the free weight training is. So what these numbers tell me is that both can improve the bicep, and both are pretty close in producing the same type of force and intensity that conventional free weight training gym goers and athletes are looking for. So this just lets me know that I'm able to switch up my methods and still produce and still get that work in, is how they say it. So based on the results, as you can see, the weight training muscle isolation, it's just free weight training, had a greater effect on the arm diameter peak. Between pre-test and post-test, participants who exercised using the free weight isolation training had a 0.22 greater size than resistance band training. Once again, the number. I mean, if you want to say free weight training one, you can, but it was to see if there was a major difference between resistance band and free weight training. And as you can see, they're pretty similar. So that could kind of give me an idea that we can produce the same force and intensity without the same harm to our body, which only further lets me know that switching up our training methods can be beneficial when it comes to not only the goals that we want, whether we want to be super strong or we want to be toned, we can still have those results, but we can implement different training styles to increase our safety and our longevity. So the future is just proper technique of weight equipment and proper knowledge of things that play into muscle strength and muscle endurance, and it's critical to efficiency and efficacy and the safety of athletes involved in weight training. And not only just athletes, just regular everyday gym goers who want to have a healthier lifestyle. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be in the gym lifting heavy weights day in and day out. We can switch it up. We can find different methods that are safer, that are I guess less harmful to our bodies, and still have great workouts and still improve our bodies. And so that was basically the reason behind my research. I was just interested in what are the differences. How can I better my own body? So I guess the idea for the entire class was just choosing a topic that I can research, that I can understand. So it might seem simple. And the research question might seem simple, but that was kind of the point, so that I can find the data that I need, so that I can back up my results and find the sources that I need. I didn't want to pick something where I'm 5 to 6 weeks in and I don't have any evidence. I kind of went too deep into my research question, and now I'm kind of lost. So I wanted to pick something simple so that I can have a sound paper. So that was really my reasoning. I hope you guys liked my PowerPoint, and I hope you guys had some of the same experiences that I had during this 8-week course of just being interested in something and putting together your research. It was very interesting to me to read different journals from all across the country to come up with my critical assignment. So I hope you guys had the same enjoyment that I did, and good luck for the rest of the class. I hope you guys enjoyed my PowerPoint, and be safe out there. Thank you.